Greetings again, my YouTube fan base. This is Phoenix Akule coming to you with another video. This one's not the origin of shadows. In fact, this is a Twilight story I've been working on that I created myself, and it is a CLOP fiction. So yeah, CLOP fiction. I done warned you of that. So if you don't want to see ponies, hear stories about ponies fucking each other, then yeah, you might want to back off now. So, but if you're kind of okay with this, then we should just get on with the shit. So, I am doing this to promote my channel. With that, considering that I just got over 20 subs. So yeah, let's kind of get this shit going. The story is called The Magic of Moonlight, and it is a Twilight CLOPFIC that I created myself. Twilight was pacing back and forth nervously in the library, wondering what the hell probably could be taking Dash so long. They had a date under the moonlit sky and the stars, and yeah, she was running a little behind. But then she thought to herself with her ears folded back, God, it's Rainbow Dash I'm thinking of. She'll be here. I can always count on her. Just then, Rainbow Dash burst through the window, almost knocking Twilight to the ground. Saying basically, "Are you ready, Twilight?" Twilight just nodded. As they both went out to the spot that they had picked out, which was at a hillside to where they can get a good view of the stars. Oh, that's adorable. So, as they laid out on the stars, they started to ask each other questions, like certain basic questions that you'd never fucking ask a random person. So, yeah. And before Twilight could realize it, Rainbow Dash was on top of her, staring down into her eyes seductively, saying, "Your eyes glisten beautifully in the moonlight." And then Twilight looked back at her and said, "Rainbow Dash, that does not sound like you." Then she looks back at Twilight and says, "I know. I'm just kind of worked up right now." So, what's next, Rainbow Dash adds. See, as she starts to lean in to plant a kiss on Twilight's horn. Twilight then squeaked in shock. See, face turning red from amusement, or whatever. See, and then Twilight grabbed Rainbow Dash, pulled her down, and and tied her into a stronger embrace, and just kissed for, let's see, about at least 30 minutes. The tongue battle went on. So, and as the tongue battle exceeded, as they separated, a thin line of spit still connecting them that you can barely see. So yeah, Rainbow Dash started kissing down at Twilight's neck, and Twilight started to turn redder and redder as she squeaked in cute little sounds and everything. As Rainbow Dash started to get lower and lower, Twilight started to pant heavily as she grew wetter and wetter at the sheer sight of it, making squeaks and moans and cute little sounds. When Dash reached her intended target, I'm pretty sure that's how it goes, she took a big sniff and sat in to look back up at Twilight and said, "You smell nice." As she exhaled, Twilight can feel her breath on her nethers. See, after that, Rainbow Dash started to lay a hoof against it, stroking up and down. Afterwards, Twilight gasped at the sheer intrusion, moaning loudly, being very vocal about it. So yeah, it being very vocal. I guarantee if they weren't in the middle of nowhere, they would have clearly got heard by something. Sleeping or not, they would have woke something up. So yeah. Afterwards, Rainbow Dash used her other hoof, trailed it down between her back hooves, and helping her own growing heat, or whatever the hell they say in these things. After Rainbow Dash rubbed it to it with moist enough, she bent her neck down and started licking up and down, and Twilight squealed loudly. Moaning heavily, Twilight just lost herself in the primal urge of bliss, as Rainbow Dash just did her job, licking up and down, making sure to twirl her tongue around the magic button to get a more even rise out of her, as they both ride out the blissful moment under the stars. See, Rainbow Dash quickly picked up the pace after Twilight put her four hooves on her forehead, pushing her down further into her. Rainbow Dash couldn't help but to enjoy her musky smell. Twilight was pretty good. And she did smell awful nice too. At least Rainbow Dash thought so. As she kept licking up and down, making sure she kept her hoof attention to her own growing heat. So as both the ponies kept riding out the blissful moments in the night, Twilight became closer, and more vocal about it. Just then, Twilight looks up at Rainbow Dash and says, "Dashy, I'm close." Dash just looks up at her and nods, continues licking deeper and deeper, swirling the magic button as she begins to use one of her hoofs to stroke Twilight's wings. Twilight just started moaning and panting heavier and heavier. And just then, when she reached the peak of no return, her whole body twitched and locked up as her muscles clamped down as she started to come. Yeah, I said the word come. Rainbow Dash quite enjoyed the sight of making her mare friend come. She started licking it off her face. Twilight was panting heavily. See, as she looks up at Rainbow Dash, an expression of loving and bliss on her face, like she never wants Rainbow to leave her or something. Rainbow just curls up beside her, holding her tightly, as she gives her one last deepening kiss. So yeah, that one was The Magic of Moonlight, my Twiladash CLOPFIC story that I wrote myself. So if this one turns out as good as I thought, as good as I think it will, which I'm pretty sure it's probably not. But if it does turn out well, then I'd probably start writing more clop fiction. Even though I'm pretty sure I will suck at it. I just want to see what this one will turn out to be. For all I know, it could turn out to be pretty good. We'll just find out. Phoenix Akule out.